Hey guys, TinkerJoe here. Rather, now my mic is down. Hey guys, TinkerJoe here. And I'll be doing a ZvZ today for you guys. As I haven't done any ZvZs before, we got currency spawning down here as the blue Zerg. TinkerJoe spawning up here as the red Zerg on Metalopolis. Cross-positional. My Zerg strategy on the whole is generally 14 extractor, 14 pool. It's so streamlined. You get Zergling speed. You can transfer into Banelings. You haven't overcommitted into any kind of build. Maybe you should do it faster on a closer map like Steps of War, where a rush or a 6 pool or spine crawlers earlier can just be so devastating. You want to switch these builds up, alter them a little bit based on the map, based on positions rather. Excuse me. And here I am sending out an early drone scout. Early for me, certainly. I like to send mine out around 13. That was sent at 10, I believe. And we have currency here scanning around. He does see me, my overlord here. He does see me, overlord here. So he knows, yeah, he's smart. So he knows that I have spawned here, and he will be checking out my base very shortly. He is going for a far more economical build than I am, as he has many more. He hasn't even planted down a single structure. He's really chancing it. So we could see a fast expand from him. We could see anything here. Throwing down my pool at about 14, it looks like, and his drone is just kind of sitting here. I'm not sure what his plans are here. Let's open up the production tab for you guys. And he's scooting around, seeing what's going on here. I am so exhausted. I got like 3 hours of sleep last night, and I've had a fever for the past week, so I apologize if this is a little bit lackluster, but it won't be anyways. So here we got currency. He is now throwing down this in response to him seeing these structures going up faster than him. Probably in a bit of fear right now of any pressure while he doesn't... Ooh, and we do have a spine crawler coming up here for me. Making him more than trying to do anything sneaky and like pull one over on him. I am trying to just make him pull drones off the line, get a bit of mineral advantage back my way, and he thinks that is over with, and I throw it right back down. I do lose 25% of 100, so that would be 25 minerals. I'm okay with that. He did lose quite a bit of mining time with quite a few drones here, and this one probably won't be cost effective, but we'll see. And down it goes. That's all she wrote. She wrote about spine crawlers. Metabolic boost coming up for the blue Zerg, and I am throwing down my Baneling's nest. I was sending out this party of Zerglings, but I do fear a bit of retaliation, but then I send them out anyways. I kind of assumed he might overreact from the pressure that he saw coming from me and overproduce, and I would really get blown out, and that happens a lot more than you think in Zerg versus Zerg, especially when you gotta choose as a Zerg player to make drones or to make an army, and a lot of people will see pressure and they'll overreact and make these huge armies, and your first push is absolutely crushed. And you did do indirect economical damage to them by just making them produce this army, throwing down a ton of Banelings here, and no real plan for that. I just want to swoop them in here, do as much damage as I can. Spine crawler will be a bit of a problem. I have not thrown down a defensive spine crawler. Not really concerned about him pressuring me. I didn't see any sign of a Baneling's nest. But he has thrown one down pretty recently. Here come the Banelings. Quite a few. Oh, and I'm just going to follow these at this point. Trying to get the best. Oh, it is kind of splotched. But we did get about 7, maybe 8 drone kills there. Not as good as I might have hoped. Army. Let's look at army here. He is under in supply, and I think we can just attribute that to drones. All the while, let's throw up the production tab once more. I am getting Zergling speed now. I did throw down this hatchery as I moved this attack out. Classic timing. you know, throw an attack out, get some pressure on them, safely expand. Not that hard. And I have thrown down this defensive spine. As you can see, I have no army right now. I am producing Zerglings just to keep a little pressure on them, have some defensive units at the base. And my goal right now is just to out-macro him early as possible. Because look at all these tech structures he's throwing down, all these spine crawlers. He is getting his lair much faster than me, and we'll see what he does with that. If he gets fast mutas, I could be in a spot, and that's always what you have to be concerned about if the game doesn't flat out end in a Zerg versus Zerg early on. You have to be concerned with these types of things. I am going to check if my mic is on because I have been switching it off recently. It's on. Good. I have not wasted my time. Queen just being a pimp with 1 kill. My god. Rank Predator. And I'm going to try to get these Zerglings, try to diffuse this whole Zergling attack here. He would do well to just bring in some Banelings. Zerglings just are not concerning at a certain point here in this early game battle. These few Banelings would just destroy all these Zerglings if I can get a good positioning on them. Oh, and there it is. Crisis averted. And I do have this kind of block-off thing going on my ramp. Spreading my creep kinda okay. My bases are attached, and that's really all I care about. A little side blocked here, making 2 overlords. And he is finally throwing down that expansion. He does have layer tech. Unfortunately, he's not doing anything with it. That's the worst. There we go. Finally, Hydralisk Den. If you're going layer tech, go layer tech for a reason. You gotta have something in mind. You gotta have a plan. Just throw it down as soon as your layer goes up, because especially in Zerg versus Zerg, you need that tech advantage as soon as possible if you're investing in it. And I am throwing down a bunch of extractors here. I'm gonna go into a more gas-heavy build. Try to go Baneling Ling Muta. So I do need quite a bit of gas. And we can see here, he is, idling drones. He is going into a more defensive position here. Still a lot of tech structures for no units, but that's okay, that's okay. He is happily mining away here. I do believe I'm significantly ahead on the drone count here. Let's look at the income. I am 10 ahead on the worker count here, and that shows on the income tab here. Making just another queen to be safe from any early muta harass with like 3 mutas. I know he doesn't have the gas to be making huge amounts of mutas on the first spawn here. Making a few spine crawlers, as I did see those roaches, and I would crumble. Excuse me. To roach pressure right now. It would take forever for these roaches to get across the map, but if he made a bunch of roaches, I would be in trouble. Just sending out periodic little Zerglings to figure out what's he up to in this base. What's his unit composition at the ramp? How saturated is his expo here? You can tell a lot from the saturation on the expo, is because he probably has a lot of army units up here back past the ramp where I can't see. If he does not have heavy saturation, and he is working on this. God, infestors are really gas intensive right now for him. You can see he's just so low on minerals and gas because he's pumping these out in response to mutas, I guess, which he fears. I don't think he has seen my... He hasn't seen my Spire, he just expects it, I suppose. And he is right. I do have a Spire coming up. Getting these Banelings, because I saw those Hydras. Banelings are very effective to Hydras. Kind of just melt them entirely. I do prefer just going Baneling, Mutaling, taking down his Overlord. Not too worried about the element of surprise here. I just wanted to do damage. Muta harass with like 3 mutas. I know he doesn't have the gas to be making huge amounts of mutas on the first spawn here. Making a few spine crawlers, as I did see those roaches, and I would crumble. Excuse me. To roach pressure right now. It would take forever for these roaches to get across the map, but if he made a bunch of roaches, I would be in trouble. Just sending out periodic little Zerglings to figure out what's he up to in this base. What's his unit composition at the ramp? How saturated is his expo here? You can tell a lot from the saturation on the expo is because he probably has a lot of army units up here back past the ramp where I can't see. If he does not have heavy saturation, he is working on this. God, infestors are really gas intensive right now for him. You can see he's just so low on minerals and gas because he's pumping these out in response to mutas, I guess, which he fears. I don't think he has seen my... He hasn't seen my Spire, he just expects it, I suppose. And he is right. I do have a Spire coming up. Getting these Banelings, because I saw those Hydras. Banelings are very effective to Hydras. Kind of just melt them entirely. I do prefer just going Baneling, Mutaling, taking down his Overlord. Not too worried about the element of surprise here. I just wanted to do damage.